Congratulations.
Good morning. I hereby call the special council meeting to order. Thursday, August the 1st, 10 a.m. This special meeting is for the purpose of considering one of the mayor's nominees to be confirmed. The procedure will be the mayor will present his appointee, and then the appointee will make statements, sell themselves to this council and the city. After that, the council will examine, question the nominee. Each member will have 2 rounds. Each member will have 3 minutes the first round, 1 minute the second round. And then we have discussions. And then we will vote. Until we vote, we will be considering the candidate for confirmation. Mayor, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mayor.
I want to apologize for being a few minutes late. I was up there talking to someone about Midtown community improvement and trying to take over some of the vacant lots and build some homes. But I want to happily introduce to you Synarus Green as my appointment to Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Jackson. As you know, I don't think we've had a Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Jackson since Robert Walker was in that position with Mayor Melton. But I think that it's a very important position. It allows us to have someone on a daily basis working with all our departments, trying to help them on a continuous basis with their needs, helping me meet with them so I can understand those needs and to do the things that would perhaps move things a little faster in some of those areas when we're looking for lots to be cleaned up, streets to be paved, and things of that nature. I'm so happy to introduce Mr. Green as an appointment to that position. He worked with me on my transition team, which has done a tremendous job of bringing in a mountain of information on our departments and the things and the improvements that they need, as well as the assets which they bring to the city. He has led that or co-led that along with our Chief of Staff, Ms. Dr. Safi Omari. And he has a wealth of professional experience. We have an opportunity to have Mr. Green as a person who has worked with Congressman Benny Thompson and worked for his office as a legislative aide. And actually, most recent job, that's what he was doing. He started doing that sometime in April of 2010. His resume points out the many different things that he did in that office, which was everything from serving as an advisor to congressmen on key policy matters, including small business, labor, veterans affairs, and defense, to speaking with local authorities and groups to help organize public meetings to identify problems and develop solutions. A large list of things there, and those are 2 of the things of the many. He has a history of working with the Hattiesburg Police Department as a sergeant, and he did that for 2002 until 2010. He is a person who has dealt with the Mississippi Department of Medicaid and the non-emergency transportation coordinator for them. He's dealt with the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, the Mississippi Attorney General's office, and so he has a lot of work with the state, which is one of the important considerations in appointing him, because we need to do a lot of work with the state and be able to talk to the state on many different levels. He has a lot of esteemed awards, which are listed Mississippi Police Courts Academic Award, recognition of superior academic performance, Mississippi Police Corps Honors Graduate Award, recognition for highest overall score. He's been at the Greater Mount Bethel Missionary Baptist Church and recognized by them for the Citizenship Award and various other awards which are listed. He's a member of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, NOBLE, and is a National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP, and it's a Phi Beta Sigma fraternity member and the Delta Alpha Theta chapter. He is a proud graduate of Jackson State University, the Jackson State University, excuse me. And he has a Master of Science in Education and a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice. He's part of the Mississippi Police, or has attended Mississippi Police Courts, and he can speak more on that. And the other professional affiliations that he has here are listed. I have observed Mr. Green to be a very analytical person. He's just the kind of person we need to help break down these departments and suggest where their assets are and suggest where they may have pitfalls so we can try to correct them. He's very careful, very thoughtful, and not swayed easily by emotional considerations in trying to get things done. So I highly recommend him and bring him on as our appointee for the Chief Administrative Officer for the City of Jackson. And I submit him to you and ask him to make a statement and then surrender him to you. I don't know if that's the right word. Place him before you in order for your questions. All right. Okay.
Mayor, we thank you for those key comments and introducing your nominee to this council and to the City of Jackson. Mr. Green, welcome back home. Hope you can meet the test of time, and at the end you'll be confirmed. But anyway, it's your time to be on the hot seat, so to speak. So relax and tell us all those good things about yourself.
Thank you, President Tillman. Let me get used to this mic first. I want to thank Mayor Lumumba for that gracious introduction, and I also want to thank you, the council, for affording me the opportunity to work with you to affect some positive change in the city of Jackson. I think it goes without saying, it is good to be home. It's great to be home. As many of you know, I'm homegrown. I'm a product of the Jackson Public School District. I went to Green Elementary School, went to Powell, for those of us who are more familiar with it. I went to Powell Junior High. I went to Murrah High School. Throughout those years, I was a student also with the Academic and Performing Arts Complex, which is APAC, which was housed over at Powell Elementary School. After graduation, as the mayor mentioned, I went on to Jackson State, where I entered as a participant in the W.E.B. Du Bois Honors College program. I did finish with my bachelor's and went on to receive my master's in education. I later went on to work with the Mississippi Attorney General's Office, the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Park, and the Mississippi Division of Medicaid. I was selected to participate in the Federal Cops Program. The satellite office here was the Mississippi Police Corps, which is housed down at Camp Shelby, and after graduating at the top of my class, I was appointed to a position with the Hattiesburg Police Department. As sergeant, as he said, I worked in the patrol division, the detectives division, community relations division, and also served before I left as the director of communications and the public information officer for the department. I was a field training officer while I was there. I was also the commander for our ceremonial honor guard, and as a negotiator on our STAR team being equivalent to what most people call SWAT, but it's our special tactics and rescue team. I took a position after that with oversight as a professional staffer with the Committee of Homeland Security in the U.S. Congress. And while I was there, I was fortunate enough, because of my work experience, to have been promoted to the position of legislative aide with Congressman Thompson, And as you see, those are the things within my portfolio that were within my purview. And again, I had the opportunity to come down and work with the mayor during the transition team, and we immediately developed a relationship based not just on some of the things that we shared as a passion, but also some of our work ethics and our practices. Working together, we saw that we shared a lot of interest for what could be better in Jackson. And come near to the time of July, he offered me the opportunity to come back. And I can't say enough how fortunate I was to be offered that opportunity. Jackson has given me so much, from education to the support. And, for me to be given this opportunity to come back to work, to return what she's given to me, is a phenomenal opportunity. And so that's, in a nutshell, that's who I am, and that's where I come from, and what I've kind of built myself up to be. And at this time, I'll turn the floor back over to you and open myself up for any questions you may have during your consideration of my confirmation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Green, for those kind and professional and real personal supportive comments. Again, personally, I'm glad to see you back this way. So many times we've talked about how we educate young people in the city of Jackson and in Mississippi, and they leave, and somebody that benefit from all that good and rich education. Colleagues, it's our time to have a conversation with Mr. Green in considering his confirmation. I'll start to my left and we'll work to my right. Ms. Simone, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Tillman. Good morning, Synarus.
Morning.
When I knew that you were going to be the appointee, I thought I didn't know you. And of course, I know you from the congressman's office, and you've always been such a help to the city. As I look over your resume, I don't have specific questions. I just want to say I think you're qualified for almost any position in the city of Jackson. So I think you bring a breadth of experience that will enable you to better work with people in the different departments of the city. I don't think I've ever seen a resume as, I don't know what the right word is. I mean, you're qualified to do almost anything. And it appears that whatever field you went into, you did it very well.
Amen.
I'm very impressed. When you went to APAC, what was your talent there?
Actually, it was twofold. I went in originally in the music component. I played trumpet. Later, kind of transitioned
on your resume.
over.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. I went into the performing arts component. Primary instrument was trumpet. Then I later transitioned. I kept the music, but I also transitioned into the math and science component.
That's amazing. I really don't have any other questions. Just tell me a little bit about your family. You grew up here.
I grew up here. I have I'm trying to see if I can identify him quickly. I have my uncle here who's with me. It's Larry Turner. I also have my phenomenal mother who's here. Is always a great support for me, who is Senior Judge Tommy Green. I have a sister and a brother-in-law who are here. Well, they're not here in the audience, but they live here in Jackson. I also have 2 very energetic, reaching for my money nephews who are also public school students that go to Casey, and several other cousins, and my aunt is also here. So my family is out here.
Well, I realize I know a lot of your family too. I didn't put it all together.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any more questions. I think that the mayor's made an incredible choice, and we're lucky to have you.
Thank you very much.
And so glad you wanted to come home.
Good to be home.
Councilman
Look forward to working with you.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, Mr. Green.
Good morning, sir.
We don't know each other personally, but there are people in between us that we'll sit down and we'll be able to talk about who we know a lot, and those are folks who I've been able to talk to over the past week just about you, and hadn't been able to hear anything that would turn me off from you but one thing, and I'll tell you that in a minute. but nevertheless, and I don't have any necessarily questions. I just want to see if I can get just a couple of commitments from you. And looking at your resume, specifically your role in planning and long-range planning, strategic planning, which lends me to think that you're process-driven and goal-oriented. The city of Jackson, we've got a lot of issues as it relates to process. And I speak specifically to one that Mr. Stamps and I have been working on, and that is in community improvement. There are bottlenecks that happen in that department on several different levels. And I just wanted to be sure that I express to you my desire to see that bright mind of yours go to work on that immediately. And there are some things that we've identified that have created those bottlenecks, even legislatively, that we're going to be making some proposals to go before the state, and hopefully we can get some assistance with them that will free our hand in the city to do some other things. But on the commitment piece of it, this council works hand in hand with the administration on the budget. Well, we ought to. In the past, we've not been able to do that as a partnership. And the mayor has committed to being able to do so, but I know that that'll have to be something that'll have to be worked out as a process. Can you just commit to helping us work that process or create a process that puts the council at the table as that budget is being crafted?
Thank you, Councilman. I've had conversations at length with the mayor, and some of the things I've kind of expressed to him is what I saw as significant roles to be played by the office of the chief administrator is pretty much threefold. Making sure that there's a good plan in place for coordination, communication, and cultivation. I like to think in a process of threes and C's. It makes it easier for me. But I think one of the things that will serve us best is with coordination, making sure that across our departments there aren't broken lines of communication, and that the efforts that we're putting forward in alignment with what the mayor's vision is a collective vision and a collective plan, so that the things that you were talking about when it comes down to could you identify planning and development, but it also flows into what's going on with the police department, what's going on with the fire department, and making sure that, across all departments, everybody is aware that this is what our end